Cooper Flagg's story usually gets told from the loudest part first. Number 1 pick, Duke star, NBA future, national name. That version is easy to package, and yeah, it's real. Cooper is already one of the biggest young names in basketball.
Here's Cooper Flagg on the launching pad to flush it. He's going to drive on Brandon Miller, gliding to the basket, and there's a new point play. Here comes Cooper, and down it goes! Cooper Flagg slamming it home. Cooper Flagg, bam! Wow!
I still think the better version starts earlier, and it includes a lot more than just Cooper. It includes Ace, it includes Hunter, it includes a family in Newport, Maine, where basketball was part of daily life long before any scouts showed up. That's the part I like most here. When people hear Flagg family, they usually jump straight to the prodigy. They skip the family history, the older brother, the twin, and the fact that 3 brothers from the same house ended up building 3 very different lives. Quick pause for a second. Those who are not subscribers, if you like these kind of deep dives, subscribe and drop in the comments who you want next. Back in Newport, basketball was already in the house before the boys were old enough to make it their thing. Their mum, Kelly, played at the University of Maine. Tough player, disciplined, serious about details. Their dad, Ralph, played at the community college level. He loved the game in a quieter way, the kind of love that has nothing to do with cameras and everything to do with what sports give a family. In that house, basketball was normal. Sneakers on wood, old balls, constant talk about habits, effort, and doing things right. Before Cooper and Ace were born, the family had already been through something brutal. Kelly and Ralph's first twins were Hunter and Ryder. Ryder died 2 days after birth. Hunter survived after 109 days in the NICU. That kind of thing changes a family forever. It changes how you look at time. It changes the weight of ordinary moments. It changes how tightly people hold on to each other. 2 years later, Cooper and Ace were born, fraternal twins. As they grew up, basketball became one of the things that kept all 3 brothers connected. Not in some movie way, just in the real way. Long driveway games. Runs that lasted too long. Nobody wanting to lose, especially to a brother. And if you grew up with siblings, you already know the deal. Brothers do not hand out sympathy. They hand out cheap fouls, trash talk, and random scorekeeping fraud. That's part of the education too. Cooper had the edge everybody notices quickly. Ace had a steadier rhythm. Hunter helped keep the whole thing competitive and loose at the same time. Those years mattered. No national audience, no brand deals, no recruiting graphics. Just repetition, family chemistry, and the kind of competition that only comes from people who know exactly what gets under your skin. That early environment shaped all of them, though not in the same way. That matters. This story gets flattened too often. Cooper becomes the star, Ace becomes the twin, Hunter becomes the older brother. That leaves out a lot. At Nokomis Regional High School, the family's basketball story became visible to everybody else. The school had never won a state championship. Then the Flagg brothers came through, and suddenly the whole place had a different level of belief. Cooper was already the obvious headliner. Big freshman, skilled, productive at everything, scoring, rebounding, blocking shots, handling the ball. He looked like the kind of player small state crowds are not supposed to get very often. Ace was there too, doing the work strong teams need. Smart possessions, unselfish play, toughness. The little things people always claim to appreciate and then forget once the highlights start rolling. Hunter was part of that group too. He helped shape that environment. He was not the headline name, though he was there when Nokomis won its first ever state title in 2022 with a 43-27 win. Cooper had 22 points and 16 rebounds in the title game. Ace made winning plays. Hunter helped steady things. The whole run changed the program. After that season, The path split a little. Cooper and Ace left Maine for Montverde Academy in Florida. I respect that move more the longer I think about it. Small town domination is cool. National level pressure tells you a lot more. Montverde is loaded every year. You do not go there for comfort. You go there because you want your game tested against future pros and elite recruits every day. They went. Montverde went 33-0. They won the Chipotle Nationals title. Cooper stood out on a loaded team. Ace played in a deep rotation filled with Division I talent. That part matters too. Not every talented player gets a starring role. Some have to keep growing while touching the ball less and hearing their name less. Ace kept moving forward anyway. Hunter stayed in Maine, finished high school there, and chose something different after that. He did not chase college basketball. He leaned into academics and built a different plan for his life. I love that part of the story because families are rarely as clean and predictable as the outside world wants them to be. Not every brother has to chase the same prize. Not every version of success has to wear the same uniform. That's one reason the Cooper-Ace relationship works so well here. It was never perfectly even. Cooper was the one everybody projected into the future star box. Ace was the one developing in a less noisy way, taking his own route, building his game without trying to copy the exact timeline. That is not easy, especially when your twin is becoming one of the most talked about prospects in the country. Then Cooper sped the process up again. He reclassified early out of high school and got to Duke faster. That choice says a lot about his mindset. Most players want a little more time. He wanted a harder test right away. At Duke, he looked comfortable almost immediately. He led the team in scoring, rebounds, and assists. Duke went 35-4 and reached the Final Four. He put up around 19 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4 assists, plus steals and blocks. He had the 42-point game against Notre Dame that set the ACC freshman scoring mark. He had transition dunks, defensive plays, and the kind of all-around control that makes a player's timeline feel way ahead of normal. That season made the draft feel simple.
Flagg, head and shoulder fake. Flagg, nice drops it inside for Brown. A perfect.
Dallas took him number 1 overall in 2025. Once he got to the NBA, he didn't carry himself like a guy who needed a long runway. He already started piling up age-based scoring marks, including becoming the youngest player in league history with 4 straight 30-point games. That is ridiculous company to keep this early. The fun part with Cooper is not only the talent. Everybody can see the talent. The thing that stands out is the trust. He gets used in multiple roles. He scores, he facilitates, he defends. Coaches already trust him with a lot for someone that young, and teams do not hand out that kind of trust just because a player was famous in high school. Off the court, his rise has been just as fast. New Balance, Gatorade, big national attention, big brand treatment. None of that is subtle anymore. Still, the whole Flagg family story works better when Cooper is not the only focus. Ace matters too, and his choices give the whole thing a different shape. He stayed in his original grade. He finished high school the normal way. He did not race to match Cooper's timeline. After the prep school years and all the championships, he committed to the University of Maine. That choice says a lot about who he is. His mum starred there. His brother Hunter studies there in sports management. The school means something to the family, so Ace choosing Maine was not some accidental fallback. It looked personal. It looked rooted. It looked like someone deciding what mattered to him instead of chasing whatever looked flashiest from the outside. His resume is real too. He won 3 championships in 3 different states. Maine with Nokomis, a national prep title at Montverde, another state title in North Carolina at Greensboro Day School. That is a wild high school run for someone people still talk about like he's only Cooper's twin.
Still can't get it to go. Rebound by Queen, and Montverde is taking full control. They're only up 11 at the end of the...
At Maine, he has already started building his next chapter. In his college debut, he had 10 points and 10 rebounds. Later, he put up a season best 12 points and 8 rebounds in a conference win. He defends, rebounds, moves the ball, plays with grit. Coaches usually love that kind of player before everybody else catches on. And then there's Hunter. Hunter might be the emotional center of the whole family story, even if he's the least flashy part. He's the oldest. He lived through the hardest chapter first. He played with his younger brothers during that first title run at Nokomis. He was not the star. He was doing the less glamorous work that keeps a team from falling apart when pressure picks up. After high school, he chose academics and enrolled at the University of Maine for sports management. He stayed close to the game, close to the family, just not through the same kind of career path as Cooper. People around the family describe Hunter as the energy guy, the talker, the one who keeps things light and stays locked in on his brothers. That role matters in families. It definitely matters in competitive ones. The story keeps going off the court too. The brothers have gone back to Maine to host basketball camps for kids. Cooper Flagg was inducted into the Maine Sports Hall of Fame, and all 3 brothers were there. The family has also been involved in charity work, including support around the Ronald McDonald House. That part of the story will never trend like a 30-point game. It still tells you something useful. This family did not lose its connection to home once things got bigger. That's why I like the Flagg story more when it includes everybody. Cooper is the loudest chapter, that's obvious. Ace is building his own path at Maine. Hunter chose a quieter lane and still stayed central to everything. Same roots, same house, same game around them every day. 3 brothers, 3 different futures. That makes the whole thing better. So what stands out to you most in this family story? Cooper's rise, Ace choosing Maine, or Hunter taking a different path and still staying right at the center of everything?